Welcome to Salud al Día. Today we're stepping into one of the most delicate yet profoundly important conversations you might ever have. The conversation where you sit down with your parents you love and respect, and tell them that you're in a relationship with someone from a different race, culture, ethnicity or country. Now, let's make one thing clear from the start. This isn't about creating division or bracing for a fight. This is about love. Not just the love you feel for your partner, but the love you have for your parents too. Because at the end of the day, love is the bridge we'll be walking across in this conversation. If you're here listening to this episode, chances are you care deeply about your parents' opinions. You want their blessing. You want them to see what you see, to see the kindness, the beauty, the warmth in the person you love. And let's be honest, you also don't want to hurt them. You want to honor their feelings, their values and their experiences, but at the same time you also want them to honor yours. Now that's not an easy balance to strike, but it's absolutely possible. The first step, and probably the most important one, is to understand where your parents are coming from. Their views didn't materialize out of thin air. They come from a lifetime of experiences, traditions, and, in some cases, fears. Maybe they grew up in an environment where relationships like yours were rare, misunderstood, or even judged harshly. Maybe they've absorbed societal pressures or cultural expectations over the years. But here's the thing, fear isn't always hate. Sometimes it's just unfamiliarity. Your job in this conversation isn't to dismantle all their beliefs in one sitting, it's to plant a seed of understanding. And timing matters. You don't want to have this conversation in the middle of a hectic family gathering, or while your dad's trying to fix the leaky sink and your mum is rushing out the door for her book club. Find a moment when everyone is calm, when emotions aren't running high, and when there's space for a real, meaningful exchange. Maybe it's a quiet dinner at home. Maybe it's a walk in the park. Maybe it's just a simple conversation over coffee at the kitchen table. Whatever it is, make sure it's private, intentional, and free from distractions. When you start the conversation, lead with love, lead with vulnerability, and lead with respect. You're not building a legal case, you're sharing something deeply personal and important. You might start with something like, "Mom, Dad, there's something really important I want to talk to you about. I've met someone who means a lot to me, someone who makes me really happy. And I know this relationship might not be what you imagined for me, but I hope you'll give me the chance to share why it's so meaningful to me." This isn't the moment to be defensive or combative. This is the moment to show your parents that you're speaking from your heart. And once you've opened that door, introduce your partner, not with facts and figures, not with surface-level details, but with stories. Tell them about the time your partner showed up for you on a bad day. Share how they make you feel safe, understood and valued. Paint a picture with your words, because it's hard to cling to stereotypes when you're hearing about a real person with real feelings. Now let's be honest, there might be questions, there might even be objections. Maybe they'll ask if cultural differences will cause challenges. Maybe they'll worry about language barriers or societal judgment. And as hard as it might be, try not to take it personally. Take a deep breath, listen, and respond with calm honesty. You could say something like, "I understand why you might have concerns, and we've talked about these things as a couple. We know there will be challenges, but we're committed to facing them together." It's also important to set boundaries. Love and respect go both ways. And while you should approach the conversation with patience and compassion, you also need to protect your relationship. If your parents say something hurtful or dismissive, it's okay to calmly but firmly say, "I love and respect you, but I need you to treat my partner with kindness and respect too." Boundaries aren't walls, they're guidelines for healthy relationships. And here's the hard truth. Acceptance might not come immediately. Your parents might need time to process, time to reflect, and time to unlearn old patterns of thinking. And that's okay. Change doesn't happen overnight. What matters is that you've started the conversation, you've planted that seed. If things go well, if your parents seem open to the idea, consider introducing your partner in a casual, low-pressure setting. Maybe a lunch, a barbecue, or just coffee. Don't force instant closeness, just let them get to know each other naturally. Sometimes all it takes is one shared laugh, one genuine moment of connection to start breaking down walls. But what if it doesn't go well? What if your parents refuse to accept your relationship no matter how carefully you approach the conversation? That's going to hurt. There's no sugarcoating that. But here's what you need to remember. Your relationship is valid. Your love is real. And no one, not even your parents, gets to define your happiness for you. Keep the door open, stay patient, but don't let their reaction shake your sense of worth or your commitment to your partner. At the end of the day, this conversation isn't about winning an argument, it's about building a bridge. It's about showing your parents that your love, both for them and for your partner, is strong enough to weather this moment. Love, after all, isn't about sameness. It's about connection. It's about two people choosing each other despite their differences, despite the challenges, and despite the noise of the world around them. And that's something worth fighting for. So if you're about to have this conversation, take a deep breath. Lead with love, speak with honesty, listen with patience, and above all, remember this: you deserve to be loved and respected for who you are and for the choices you make. If this episode gave you something to think about, share it with someone who might need to hear it. Leave us a review, hit that subscribe button, and remember, love isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up again and again with an open heart. This is Salud al Día, and I'll see you in the next episode.